I mean, honestly, the only hospital that I actually ever went to that was good to people was Brookdale Hospital in Manhattan, and the best therapist was Dr. Crosby, and he was a very nice person, very nice doctor, therapist. He talked to everybody, not just me. He wasn't just being nice to me. He wasn't just being, kind to me. He was being kind to every single patient inside of the psych ward. Even the guys, he spent time with them. He talked to them. Even there was the other lady, but I don't, she was kind of rushy, and she wasn't like consistent, and like she was nice, but you can tell that she was giving up already. But he never gave up. Like, he was constantly like, how was your day, visiting us inside of the room, are you comfortable, are you okay? Like, that right there is the best service that you can get, is you understanding that the patient is going through enough, way too much. And as a doctor or as a therapist, you should know how to treat people, especially if you went to school for it. What are they teaching? Half of these therapists, like, what are they learning? They could be teaching something good, but what are they learning? They can teach you something, but how you take it is everything. Like, it's how you're going to deliver it. Meaning, if your perception is terrible and the way you receive things is terrible, well, then you're not going to deliver anything well. You know what I mean? Going to hospitals and dealing with patients. Like, I've been to psych wards where, like, in lower and I believe the only reason why Manhattan is nice is because they have the finances to afford, and they have the patience and the time. They must have been in school a lot longer. I mean, I don't know. They have been disciplined more, because I know discipline makes you humble, and discipline is what makes you calm and relaxed. Now, the people that are the nurses or the therapists that are yelling at, I've seen it happen in the hospital, like literally yelling at the patient when the patient is fighting for their life and trying to breathe, and all of a sudden, I hear this nurse, like, and this was in a hospital in California, and it was in I forgot exactly which state, which part of California it was, but I'll figure it out and I'll let you guys know. So literally I hear the nurse yelling at the patient, and I watch it, and I see the patient is like overweight, right? So when you overweight, you can't breathe. Like, it's hard for you to breathe because you have all this fat smothering and blocking your oxygen pathway. So you need a little more, you need a little help breathing. So on top of that, you're being medicated, so your body is not functioning correctly because you're functioning under medication, too much medication at that. So some patients will be like, give me more medication, give me more medication. These patients are addicted to the medicine. So you, as a doctor, you need to understand when enough is enough for the patient, not for them to keep asking, for them to make you keep giving them something that might kill them if it's too much for them, if it's overdose. So I'm inside of this hospital, and I'm watching as the patient is being attacked by this one Asian or whatever nurse, and she's like, you need to be quiet, you need to stop breathing like that. I nearly wanted to slap the fuck out of her, and I'm like, do you see who you're talking to, and do you see who the hell you're yelling at? You're yelling at someone that is having a hard time to even survive right now. So my word to all these nurses, I mean, whoever is running the hospital, you need to fire anyone that treats a patient like that. Anyone. I mean, you need to. Are the cameras even on? That's my biggest question. Or is there any investigation going on in these hospitals? Because we need more investigators. And investigation. How do you investigate? The best way to investigate is to actually be the patient. Because that's when you really know how you're being treated. Like, if you go in there, investigating, and they know that you're investigating, they're going to put on an act and pretend like they're doing a good job and blah, blah, blah. But if you're actually the patient,